Hello friends, today I'm going to tell you how you can take your pet from India to US for less than 1 lakh. That's right, for less than 1 lakh. Recently, I had to bring my pet from India to US and we checked many options, but then we found out that most of them were really expensive or really hard to get done. Thus, we found a way to get our pet from India to US for less than 1 lakh without much documentation and which was very easy for us. We've made this video so that it will help you as well to bring your furry friend from India to US. To start off, there are three ways in which you can carry your pet internationally by air. Now remember, for all of these three methods, you'll have to start before 4 months of travel. First, there is in cabin. Over here, pets whose weight is less than 5 kgs can go as in cabin luggage. But you'll have to remember the weight of the crate and your pet should be less than 5 kgs. The second option is taking your pet as checked baggage. This is the one where we took our pet from India to US for less than 1 lakh. And let me tell you, our dog isn't a small one. It's a golden retriever and she's 1.5 years old and weighs 40 kgs. Now, there are two methods in which you can take your pet from India to US as checked baggage in Qatar. First is the 5 kg to 32 kg sector, which costs $350 from India to US, and 32 to 75 kg sector, which costs $450. Now, the max crate size for the whole thing is 117 inches. Remember, the total weight should be of the weight of the pet and the weight of the crate together. Now, most airlines will allow you to bring your pet as checked baggage if the weight is between 5 to 32 kgs. This is fine for small dogs, but then for big dogs like golden retrievers, you will need to take the 32 kg to 75 kgs. And only Qatar Airways is doing this right now. The third option is taking your pet as cargo. This is for dogs whose weight is more than 75 kgs, which is including the crate, and this will be very expensive. Most pet relocation facilities will tell you to choose cargo, as this is the most rewarding for them. This will cost you around 4 to 5 lakhs at max. Now, let me tell you how you can take your pet from India to US for less than 1 lakh. I'll be explaining all the documents you'll need, or how you can buy the crate, and how you should prepare the crate, and how we had our experience while traveling. To start off, you'll need to buy a microchip for your pet. If your pet is already KCI certified, then you don't need a microchip. It's already come with it and you just have to get it put in by a vet. Or if your pet does not have a KCI certificate, there's no need to worry. You can go to your local vet and they will provide you a microchip for around 2000 rupees. The second, after that, you have to get your pet microchipped and get the rabies vaccination done. You'll have to take your dog to the vet and insert the microchip between the shoulder blades and vaccinate the dog for rabies as well. This will both be done by the vet and the vet charges will be around 1000 rupees. For us, because we had to collect the microchip certificate and vaccination certificate, they charged us in total 750 rupees. Now, next, you need to get your microchip certificate. Now, this will also work for KCI owners if they have the pouch which they got the syringe in which the KCI chip was in. Or if you've bought a microchip, then a letter from the vet is more than enough with the microchip, date of insertion, and the location of chip in which it was inserted. This will cost you also around 750 rupees. The next is the vaccination certificate. This is very important for your pet and is a must while traveling. Now, it should show the following items very clearly. As you can see in the right, you can take this as an example. Remember on the top, it should have the details of the vet in which you've taken the pet to. Remember to have all the details of the vet as shown in the right. Remember to have all details of the pet as well, as without any of these, your pet might be denied access to travel. After this, it's the titer report, and you'll need to get this from a CDC approved lab. We checked many places to get one ourselves, but then we found out it's not possible. So we had to ask a pet relocation agency to do this for us. This cost us around 16 to 18,000, and This is the only way which we found which was helpful. Do comment down below if you find a better way. Now, to get this done, you'll have to take your pet to a local veterinarian, and they will take the blood sample of your pet. Then, after 3 weeks or so, the report will come. Usually, the pet relocation agency will tell you where to take your pet to get the blood test done. This will take you approximately 3 weeks to get the report. And after 30 days of the rabies vaccination and 45 days before US entry. Remember, after 30 days after the rabies vaccination, should you get the CDC test, and 45 days before entry is the only validity for this in US. The validity for this is for 1 year, but then for traveling to US, it's only valid for 40 days. Next on the list is getting a CDC pet import certificate for importing dogs from high risk countries. India currently is a high risk country with rabies. Thus, you'll need to get a CDC pet import certificate. You'll have to apply this 6 weeks before travel, but we got it within 4 weeks. Now, you'll have to check the port of entry in CDSE website, and only 18 approved port of entries in the US allow pets to enter. Now, you can see the rules and requirements for your pet by by searching CDC dog import permit application instructions. This will tell you all the necessary items you will need for your pet to apply. This will tell you everything you will need to fill out. But do not fill it out in a message, but you'll just have to fill it out in a form. I will show you the form after this. Now you will have to get all of this. Remember to you'll have to get all of these forms filled out, and you will also need to take the photo of your pet's front teeth and the teeth in the side. Afterwards, you'll have to sign it as well. Now let me show you how you can apply for the import permit. You will need the import permit as this is the major thing they will check in the US. And without this, the chances of your pet entering the US will not work. If your pet is vaccinated against the rabies vaccine by a US approved rabies vaccine which is done in the US, then your pet does not need to apply for CDC dog import permit. But if your pet does not have this, then you will need to apply for your CDC dog import permit. Kindly note that the CDC dog import permit is free. Now, you can reach this page where you can apply for your dog import permit by typing how to apply for a CDC dog import permit. After that, once you reach this page, you can scroll down, and then once you reach the US citizens or lawful US citizens, US residents relocating, once you open it, you will be able to click on this and you will be able to fill out the form. Once you fill out this form and click on signature and submit, the import permit will be sent. This will take around 4 to 5 weeks to come back to you. Remember to do this as soon as you get all the documents. Remember, you will need to give the following documents as well. Kindly remember to note these things down. Afterwards, there's only 30 days left. First, you'll need to get your flight tickets. First, check if the port of exit in India and the port of entry in US allows your pet. Some port of entries and some port of exits in India and US do not allow your pets to travel through there. Now, once you check that before booking your tickets, you'll have to check with the airlines before booking tickets whether they will carry your pet for that specific weight and that specific crate size. If your crate size is between the 32 and 5 kg mark, then the chances of getting any of the airlines such as Emirates or Air India is highly possible. While if your crate size or if the crate weight and the weight of the dog together is from 32 to 75 kgs, then Qatar Airways is the only one which takes you as check-in baggage. Remember to do this between 30 days and 48 hours before travel. Now remember, there are only 2 pets allowed on a flight. If you have a one-stop flight, then you'll have to make sure that you are the first person to get your pet registered and taken a ticket for, as if 2 pets are already there, your pet will not be allowed to board the plane. Now, you should remember that you should share all of the details such as your travel date, the PNR, the pet breed, the age, weight, crate size, the microchip certificate, vaccination certificate, titer report, and all the things which were shown above. Then you'll have to tell the airway, you'll have to call the airways and confirm the booking. You'll have to mention that the import permit, export permit, health certificate, and fit to fly will be shared later, as this need to be done a few days before travel. Next is to get your IATA approved crate. Remember, your crate has to be IATA approved. I would suggest you to get a IATA approved crate with wheels if your pet is big and it's heavy to carry around, as this will be very helpful while traveling. Now, you may refer to the image size over here, as you can see, to measure the correct crate size of your dog. Now, you'll have to first measure from the top tip of the nose to the base root of the tail. Remember to measure all of this, and afterwards, you will get to know which is the correct size of your crate. The crate size usually used for golden retrievers and the breeds of that size is a 48-inch crate. And even though if your pet is smaller than the crate size, you will have to remember that the inside of the crate size is smaller than the outside, and the pet needs enough of room to travel for at least 24 hours. So remember, take a spacious crate. Now, I would suggest you to take this pet relocation agency's number and buy the crate from them, as they would provide the crate with wheels and with all the stickers needed. This would not be a problem for us, as the prices were a reasonable amount with the wheels as well. I wouldn't suggest you to buy online crates from private websites, as recently we were scammed by getting second hand crates as well. Next on the list is to get your health certificate for export permit and the AQCS appointment. Now, you'll have to go to the vet hospital and you'll have to get this certificate. Now, it's mandatory to get the reference number, as once we send it without the reference number, they rejected the certificate. As you can see on the right, this is how the format should be. You should have the date of examination, the pet owner details, the pet details, including the microchip number, the fit to travel, vaccine details, name, license number, address, and signature of veterinarian who administered the vaccination. You should also remember to have the stamp of the veterinarian as well. Usually, to get certificates from veterinarians, it costs 750 rupees, and thus they charge us 750 rupees. If you go to the vet in a one time and get 2 to 3 certificates as we told before, then it will only cost 750 rupees for one charge. This is of course for the Blue Ridge which we went to. Next is to get the export permit from the Animal Quarantine and Certification Services. Now, in India, only 6 airports in India allow exporting pets. Now, the appointment should be taken by email before visiting AQCS. Now, you can message AQCS for you can message the AQCS by searching the AQCS Animal Quarantine and Certification. Once you search, you can go to your state or the closest state to which you are in, such as Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad, Mumbai, New Delhi, and Kolkata. These are the only 6 states in which you can get your export permit. Otherwise, you'll have to travel to these states to get the export permit done. Since we were in Bangalore, we were able to message them at aqcsbng@yahoo.com. They were very responsive and helped us out throughout the process to help get our furry friend to US. After that, you should share all the documents by email while taking the appointment. But you should also remember to share the import permit, as without it, the export permit interview will not be allowed. The documents which you'll have to bring as a must to the AQCS is the health certificate, microchip certificate, vaccination record since birth, owner's passport copy, airline's ticket copy, CDC import permit, titer report, vaccination certificate, 2 pet photos, one in the front facing and one of side facing of the pet, the owner's visa copy, and the export application. This will be shared to you by mail from the AQCS. The AQCS charges are free and you do not have to pay for them. Remember to have the original copy and one a copy of all the things scanned and printed out. Before going, you will have to share the scanned copy to them through mail. Remember to have a printed copy for them and the original copy to keep with you. You will also have to remember to bring your vaccination record of your pet as well. Now, the fit to fly certificate. This is only valid for less than 5 days before travel. And this depends on the state of which you're in which state you're entering. We were entering California, and thus for us it was 5 days before travel. You must check with each state and accordingly decide to take your fit to fly certificate. The vet charged us 1,050 rupees for this, and it wasn't much of a hassle. The date of examination, pet owner details, flight and route details. Over here, you should write which flight you're going through, the number of the flight for both if you're having a one stop, and also if you're having a one stop, you should write both the numbers as this will be very necessary for your pet's travel. Your pet details, including microchip number, and the absence of ectoparasites and endoparasites. You can look to the right, and as you can see, you may follow the format. Remember to have the pets. You need the veterinarian's information, and you will need the veterinarian's information as well and the stamp from them. Next, travel departure. It's finally arrived. Now you must remember once you book your plane ticket that if your plane ticket delay, if you're having a one stop, is less than 6 hours, Qatar Airways will not feed your pet. If you think your pet can manage without being fed for around 24 hours, then I suggest you take a delay of around a 2-hour flight, which was there for us. But if you think your pet cannot last for 24 hours without being fed, then you should take a flight which has a gap of 6 hours, which is in Doha. Remember to feed your pet before traveling, and even though it might seem wrong to feed your pet as it would wet the crate, I would suggest you to do so, as if in case they do not feed your pet, then your pet would not be as hungry as was ours. Remember to keep the following items on the crate before travel: the documents, one extra copy of all the things you had taken for the documents to be submitted to the AQCS, including the export permit. I repeat, the export permit and all of the following documents which were shared in here. You will also need to share your passport copy, the first 2 pages as well. Remember to have 3 copies of this. One, the original, the second and third, 2 copies. One will have to be kept on top of your crate. The second one will have to be given to the airlines. Just for safety, I suggest you to keep a third one as well. While weighing your bag, mostly you will be taking out these papers, thus it will not be weighed as well. After that, you'll have to remember to keep your leash and collar on the crate. You'll also have to put tie downs on the crate and doors. This is to make sure that your pet's crate does not get opened by mistake and they go loose. Remember to put the funnel inside the crate so that people don't have to open the crate if they have to feed them. Instead, they can just pour the food and water in through the through the funnel. As you can see in the photo, you may put the items like this. We got the stickers from Shankar, who was our pet relocation helper. He was the one who gave us the crate and the stickers and was very helpful. You will need to put your pet you'll need to take your pet outside the crate and wait on the check-in counter, and they will also check the weight of the crate as well, and they will charge you an additional baggage. We would suggest you to call Qatar Airways and ask them if you can pay them early rather than going there and paying, as if some error happens, then you might delay your flight. After that, they will take you to a place where you can leave your pet. Over here, they will ask you to remove your pet from the crate, and then they will scan your crate for any problems. Remember to remove the crate wheels before taking the scan, as for 48-inch crates, the wheels have to be removed so that it can be checked. the crate is too big if the wheels are there. Now you'll have to carry the wheels in cabin baggage, and by this time the baggage weight has already been weighed, so there is no problem of this as well. For us, the cost of the ticket was 27,000 rupees, and it might change according to your pets and crates, and the for weight from 35 kgs to 75 kgs. Of course, the conversion of dollars to INR is changing, thus the price range is such. Now, once you arrive, you should declare in the US customs that you are bringing a pet with you. You will be given a form while in flight where on asking a few questions, in which they will ask, are you bringing any pet or anything of such sort, on which you'll have to tick yes. At the port of entry, the customs, the officer will ask you for this form, and you must inform them that you have a pet along with you. They will take your passports and lock it in a green box, and it will be marked as A. And they'll ask you to visit the animal inspection officer. That is just after the customs. Once you go there, beforehand you should take all your checked baggage. And we found our pet on the side already done with all the customs checks for our pet. We were then supposed to take our checked baggages with our pet's crate with the pet inside, and then once we went there, we found out our pet was not fed. She was not given any food or water. So we gave her some water and food, and she was very hungry. So before you travel, I suggest you to feed your pet. Once you reach, I suggest you feed your pet as well. But remember, the inspector might ask for your pet's food if it's not sealed in if it's sealed in a Ziploc bag or anything of such sort. If it's packed in the case in which it was bought, such as say if you bought a Royal Canin pack, then the Royal Canin pack, if it's stuck as it is, then they will not take the food away. But since our pet was not fed, we asked for some of it, and they let us keep some. They had to test the rest of it as well. Now, after you reach the US, within 10 days you need to get your pet's US rabies vaccine, and it has to be given, and the pet needs to be registered with the city. To get this done, you'll have to go to a vet in the US, get the vaccination done. Now, once you get the vaccine, this will be only valid for 1 year, and it will mostly be the same vaccine, but you will still have to take it over here for assurance of the government. You will also need to get a certificate stating that your pet is so and so breed, and you'll need to register it with the city. And with that, you're all set to go, and you're ready to enjoy your life in the US with your pet. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And share it to your friends who would like to bring their fuzzy friends over without paying much at all. Thank you.